At the start of my career, I found myself often working long hours and into the weekends, almost taking pride in how busy I was. There was always more work to do, the grind never stopped, and I believed it would eventually result in me making more money. I couldn't have been more wrong. This only led to burnout, missed family moments, and the daunting prospect of spending the rest of my life in the same rat race. In the last 3 years, not only have I doubled my income to 175k, but I've also stepped away from those 100-hour weeks. In this video, I am excited to share with you the strategies to make more money in less time based on my personal experience. The first thing I did was to leverage a couple of force multipliers. A few years ago, I found myself spending 20 hours each month preparing an analysis that required intensive data manipulation. It was a repetitive and unenjoyable task. I decided to sign up for a training on a new tool called Alteryx, which I like to describe as Excel on steroids. After adopting this tool, the time required to complete my monthly task was reduced to just 30 minutes, saving me 450 hours annually. This opened up substantial amount of time for me to pursue activities I enjoyed. An average person spends approximately 13 years working, which includes nearly a year of unpaid overtime. Imagine all the wasted hours just because you were stuck doing the same thing over in the rat race. By using these force multipliers, you can save tons of time and use it to do things you want, whether that's a side hustle, vacation, or a new experience. For the past 3 years, I have conducted an annual review of my responsibilities, both personal and professional. I create a roadmap outlining which tasks I plan to either automate, eliminate, or delegate. This exercise has been incredibly empowering and has saved me thousands of hours. I value my time and choose consciously where to invest it. This mindset has led me to do even things like canceling my Netflix subscription, which gave me tons of time back. You can use my simple 3-step framework when deciding if you should automate, delegate, or keep the work with you. The first decision point is to determine if the task or process is repetitive. If yes, can it be automated? If automation can't be done, then delegate it to another team member, virtual assistant, or a freelancer. Secondly, evaluate whether it requires specialized skills or expertise beyond you or your team's capabilities. If yes, then delegate it to someone with the necessary expertise. Next, if the task or process does not require specialized skills, then assess whether it is high value or strategic activity for you, your team, or your business. If it is, then keep it in-house. It's probably not a good idea to transfer it to someone else. However, if it is not strategic or high value, then I recommend you delegate this action to a team member or outsource it to a contractor or a freelancer. Now, this approach can backfire if not managed correctly. Even with automation or delegation, you still need to maintain oversight to ensure high quality. Start small and scale over time. When considering automation, think beyond technology. It can also involve streamlining your workflows and creating templates to ensure repetitive tasks don't require significant manual effort. Focus on building your network. Throughout my 12-year journey in finance, I have unlocked numerous opportunities, all thanks to the network I built. My promotion to senior manager at PwC came earlier than expected. A senior executive who was also my mentor trusted me with a high-profile project. I exceeded expectations, and this achievement fast-tracked my promotion. A recent study by LinkedIn showed that a whopping 85% of all jobs are filled via networking. I would go as far as to say, your network is your net worth. A study from the University of Oxford found that individuals with strong professional networks are 58% more likely to achieve career success. It's about who you know, not just what you know. When you build a network, you're not just gaining contacts. You're exponentially increasing your access to new opportunities, ideas, and resources. So how do you master the art of networking? There are a couple of important things to keep in mind. First, provide value by sharing your knowledge and forging strong alliances. It's a two-way street. The more you give, the more you will get back. Reaching out to someone when you need them is probably the worst time to network. Networking is a long-term investment. Don't expect immediate returns. Develop a personal brand in your network. What comes to their mind when they think about you? For example, I am known as someone who thinks big, is tech savvy, and delivers high quality work consistently. Dedicate 30 minutes each week to networking activities, whether it's attending an event, reaching out to a new contact, or contributing to group activities or projects outside your core responsibilities. Number 3, put yourself in the right room. Michael Jordan exemplifies how being in the right room makes a difference. He was initially rejected from basketball due to his short height. Undeterred, he continued refining his shots in the gym. And when a vacancy arose, he was selected and eventually became one of the biggest names in the NBA history. When he was rejected, he was simply in the wrong place. He knew his worth and patiently waited for the right opportunity to present itself. If he had given up, the world would have missed out on witnessing a legend on the court. 2 years ago, I switched jobs because I felt my salary did not reflect my contributions. This change almost doubled my income overnight. Now I had the same knowledge, same skills, and experience, but being in the right room meant I was paid more fairly. Failing to negotiate your salary could on average cost you up to $600K over your career. As entrepreneurs, you might be leaving thousands of dollars unclaimed each month by underpricing your services or products to your customers. Simply putting in the hours doesn't guarantee success. The focus should be on getting paid for the value and impact you deliver. If that's not the case, maybe it's time to find the right room. Number 4, apply the 80-20 rule. In my experience, roughly 20% of the projects I have delivered at work have had the highest impact and directly supported my case in past promotions. Google's Gmail was born from employees dedicating 20% of their time to personal projects. Take a look around you. Consider the apps on your phone. You most likely use 20% of them 80% of the time. The same goes for the TV shows we watch. This powerful observation, first made in the early 1900s by Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto, is now a cornerstone of business strategies at companies like Apple, Google, and Meta, and many billionaires like Steve Jobs and Warren Buffett have followed and applied this principle. The 80-20 rule states that roughly 80% of the effect comes from 20% of the causes. This means you can significantly reduce the time you spend on tasks by focusing on just the high impact activities that truly matter. Imagine applying this to your workload. Whether it is projects or customer interactions, could you achieve more impactful results by dedicating 100% of your effort to 2 key tasks instead of spreading yourself thin across 10? But how do you identify your 20% high amp? Number 1, track your time. Start by monitoring your activities and analyzing which tasks generate the most value. Are there recurring meetings you can delegate or skip altogether? Prioritize ruthlessly. Instead of tackling 10 mediocre ideas, identify your top 2 or 3 with the highest potential impact and focus your energy on delivering exceptional results on those 2 items. Another crucial aspect of the 80-20 principle is learning to say no. Not all efforts contribute equally to outcomes. I have personally eliminated dozens of tasks from my to-do list to focus on the few that truly matter, one of them being trying to make videos for you guys. Remember the first strategy we discussed, which is to automate or delegate low-impact tasks to free up your time for the high-value ones. Number 5, don't stop learning. Growing up, my dad often shared with me, if I had just finished that final CMA exam and completed learning software development, I could have multiplied my earnings by 10x. Life got in the way and he couldn't pursue those goals, but he made sure to instill in me the importance of reaching the peak of my career and the value of lifelong learning. My dad still always blooms with joy whenever I learn something new to this date. According to a Forbes study, upskilling and reskilling are projected to create 230 million net new jobs globally by 2030. That's huge. Interestingly, the half-life of skills at work used to be 10 to 15 years, and now it's just 5 years. Your skills are essentially your currency in the job market and at work. The more valuable your skills, the higher your salary or charge out rate to your customers. Someone in my network who had a finance background took courses on Airbnb rentals 3 years ago, and today he has more than 30 employees and a 1 million turnover per year. Just learning how to get into the rental market allowed him to make the same money he would have otherwise taken 10 years to earn. So how can you develop the right skills? Follow these simple steps. First, identify high impact and in demand skills in your area or profession. Next, create a learning plan and take action. Utilize modern learning platforms like Coursera, edX, LinkedIn Learning to access high quality courses from top professionals and universities. Once you've gained new skills, build up your portfolio and use the newfound skills to negotiate a better salary, move jobs, or start a new business. Let me know in the comments what skills you are planning to learn this year. A McKinsey study estimated that AI could boost global GDP by up to $13 trillion by 2030. That's a massive economic shift and it creates incredible opportunities for you. Watch this video where I talk about 2 ways to become a millionaire with AI.